Welcome back to my YouTube, and today I'm going to talk about what I saw with the gameplay footage from the Bethesda E3 about Fallout 76. I just grabbed a bunch of snapshots. I mostly want to focus on talking about what I saw, what I feel, and I don't want to be talking over a game while trying to do it. I also don't want to get distracted by gameplay. I will, however, post a link in the video description to the video I watched. So we're going to begin the show here. First, I'm going to start with a couple snapshots here of the open world. Well, this is a photo of the vault. I have to say the graphics look amazing, and really the color palette looks really good. There's a lot of color. Now I understand too. This is actually supposed to be a photo of the inside of Vault 76. So it's not, the place isn't beat up and rusted like you'd be used to seeing in previous Fallout games. I think that's kind of cool. Makes it look very vibrant. I'm very, very speechless by the look of it. The vault definitely looks better than it does in Fallout 3. In Fallout 3, the vault was very gray, very colorless. Where here, as you can see, there's a lot of colors. So let's talk about some other stuff here. I think it's cool. They did announce that it's going to be set in West Virginia. I think that's very cool. And supposedly they used some of the local myths. This one I'm not familiar with. But this one, probably almost everybody's familiar with. That is definitely the Mothman. So I'm very curious how that's going to work out. If it's some kind of random encounter, if it's maybe a quest, I don't know. I'm definitely very intrigued, to say the least. So here's a nice little cool thing I saw. What this is a clip of they have like a musket pistol. And actually, the whoever's playing here is actually getting ready to do an execution shot I'm guessing it's like a raider or a mercenary or something. Found it very cool, probably just because it was a musket pistol. But I think the execution here is going to be a nice touch. And I'm sure you probably have the option to let the guy bleed out too. As you can see, it looks like he's holding his guts in. So the next thing, and this is where concern starts. This is co-op mode. Just took a little snippet of the cartoon here so I know what I was talking about. But here we got some footage of the co-op mode. It looks like a team maybe laying siege to a building or something. Very cool, very Hollywood looking. They got like an explosion going on in the background while the good guys are blasting away. Here we got them once again. It looks like a party camped out. Very cool, very neat. I'm guessing this is probably like their base or something, which we'll get into in a bit. Yeah, nice little cartoon, more cartoon of co-op. And here's the interaction for co-op. I think that's kind of cool in itself. It adds a new role playing element essentially to the game. However, my concern is it's co-op mode I'm not overly concerned with a co-op mode. I mean, they did mention that there is a single player mode. He also mentioned that the game would be easier with using co-op. My concern with it is the game going to be balanced enough that a person could play through by themselves, or is it going to be one of those that maybe you can start off by yourself, but essentially it comes down to you will be forced to play co-op because the game difficulty will be just too hard to go without co-op. Very, very curious about that. I think the co-op mode could be a nice addition. I just hope the game is not focused on forcing people to play co-op mode, which I have a strange suspicion it will be. And then here's another photo of the co-op mode part. So yeah. So let's go on to the next little cartoon here where they start showing the base building. And what you have here is the camp workbench. And that's actually what it is there. I don't know what to feel about this. I'll explain more about this in a bit. I think it's cool. I kind of wish they would have somehow implemented the GEC. And they probably didn't, because the GEC was something that was a Black Ops Studios thing. I still think the camp system, this camp workbench, is very cool looking. I just rather would have honestly seen GEC used, just because of Fallout lore. And here I'm just going to show some of the options they show. Which here you have a statue of, I'll just call him Julius Pip-Boy. And here you got some wall building, got some defense building, which they showed defense turrets, and they show this humongous artillery cannon. And I think that's really cool. Totally digging an artillery cannon. And here we have a base that's kind of overall. Where it's got fence in the whole 9 yards. As you can see, there's some small buildings and looks like power generators, stuff like that. Now they're saying too that this is pretty open. You can practically build anywhere that you choose. Here you have, it looks like it's built along a cliff edge, and you actually have an overlooker. So that's kind of cool. I kind of have questions about this. Is this more like town building, like it was in Fallout 4, or is this more like a type of co-op base building that was in Skyrim? And either way, I think it's going to be cool. We'll see what they implement in the game, what they put in. And here we actually, photo opportunity after a group supposedly defended their base from this monster, which I thought was cool too. My concerns with the base building is, I don't know so much about Fallout 4 because I haven't played a ton of Fallout 4 yet. I'm actually going to start playing Fallout 4 again here soon to get a real feel of the game. I've played Skyrim, and Skyrim, it took forever to build one base. It literally felt like forever. And when I was done building the base, gathering the supplies to build the different things, placing different things, such as, you're placing weapon racks, and then you're placing weapons in your racks in the whole 9 yards. It was very rewarding. The base was used quite a bit, but it took a long time. And from what I understand from people, the town building or settlement building was very extraneous and took a long time. So I'm definitely concerned with, are you building a base where you're going to spend maybe 15, 20 hours in building your base, or are you building a settlement where it's going to take you 2 to 3 weeks of gameplay? I'm sure some people will enjoy the 2 to 3 weeks of gameplay. I don't want to spend 2 to 3 weeks building a base, just to be honest. All right, so here we go. There's another part here they announced. Basically, they got nukes all over the map. I'm going to... and the idea is you're going to have to run around, do quests, get codes, and you can access the nukes and do what you want with the nukes. I'm going to touch base here on the powered armor. I kind of like what I see here. The powered armor looks like powered armor should, just like it did in Fallout 4, where it was big, it was bulky. Still quite maneuverable, thank God for servo motors. But it's also customizable. I like that. That was one feature I really dig from Fallout 4 is the customizable armor. So you're supposed to run around and get these nukes. One thing I'm going to point out too, I just realized that was a good shot of it. Yeah, this shot was kind of worthless. We're going to go back to the other shot. The guy in the yellow armor here, I really thought this was cool. This really reminded me of Fallout Tactics. And I always thought it should have been implemented in the games. But only Tactics really exploited it. And that was a man-portable 50 caliber machine gun. Fallout lore-wise, this is a great detail. If you read the lore, powered armor essentially turned people into a tank. In the game, it turns people into a tank. And one of the easiest ways to show off the armor turns a person into a tank is make them carry one of the heaviest machine guns possible. And the 50 cal machine gun for Fallout Tactics was a great weapon. Okay, so here we got a photo of one of the nukes. Unfortunately, I guess I took it a bit soon because it looks like a dick coming out of the ground. But so you're going to have to go around and collect these nukes. I'm not sure what the idea is. Is that like the main quest? Let's go back to this previous screenshot. So the question is about these nukes that are going to be all over the map. Is that some type of main quest? Or is that going to be some kind of PvP mode? They didn't really say much about it. Basically, it comes down to, hey, we got nukes all over the map. Enjoy. And then they show this section of the video, and I don't know. I mean, if it's a PvP mode, that could really fucking suck shit. Mostly because if they have a PvP mode, there'll be microtransactions. And suddenly people will be paying for the best armor and the best weapons, and the newer players that come in after the game's released, they're going to struggle. So I don't know. I think it might actually be part of the main story base, which is collecting these nukes. But we're going to move on here. We'll see what's released later with the whole nukes thing. So here they did announce that there is going to be a beta. Thank God for that. I've been playing Bethesda games since Morrowind, and I've been playing Fallout games since Fallout 1. Let me be honest, Fallout 1, 2, Tactics, Brotherhood of Steel, which, oh my God, Brotherhood of Steel was god-awful. But they all had their niches and glitches, just like any game does, it's going to happen. Bethesda games, though, and this has been a problem since Morrowind, they're pretty notorious for really glitchy shit. They make some great games, especially some great single-player games, but their shit is always really glitchy. FPS drops, game being unstable, all kinds of various glitches, wall glitches, graphic glitches, stuff, people dying. Sometimes you kill somebody and you can't pick up their stuff because they're like bodies in limbo somewhere. You can see it, but I don't know. I've seen footage and even seen it myself where you kill someone and they just kind of die in midair. They're just like lying on flat ground, but in midair, it looks like some kind of magic trick. Yeah, that's always fun. Game freezes, game crashes, just all kinds of ridiculous stuff. I mean, right now, I got to play through my Fallout New Vegas Ultimate Edition twice on my PS3. However, the third time playing through Fallout New Vegas on my PS3, I can't play the game. I'm halfway through the game. I can't play it no more. The FPS is just so god awful. The game is really unstable. I've tried to uninstall it and reinstall it. I'm still having issues with that. It just keeps going. I mean, Skyrim was honestly no better. Getting locked up at black screens, getting locked up at load screens, game crash. And honestly, Skyrim was the best of the games so far with issues. But they're still there. And the unfortunate thing is these are issues that have been I've seen in the games since Morrowind. So like nothing's changed over the years. Honestly, the games have actually gotten worse when it comes to that over the years. So they announced beta testing. Hopefully they're going to have the biggest chunk of that shit before the game comes out, which it's only going to be a few months away, which will show you then the announcement. And they also announced the limited edition version, and here they show the map, it's actually a glow-in-the-dark map. I thought that was really cool. And I'm sure it's going to be like a $150 edition of the game, so I'm not going to buy it, but I'm still going to highlight it because, yes, they announced it. It's there. Now, this is just a graphic of it, but apparently the limited edition of the game will be coming with a T-51 powered armor helmet. I thought that was cool. And that actually almost makes me want to buy it. And supposedly it will be wearable. And supposedly the light does work. And supposedly the voice modulator system does work. I'm very, very curious about this thing. I just, I was definitely excited. So that's when they announced the game's release. So we're really looking only at about 5 months before release, just a tad over 5 months. So I'm kind of in the middle about this. I do have some concerns. I think the game could be great. But please, take a moment. Sorry, I'm getting really hoarse here. But please take a moment. Put a comment in the video. Put a comment below. Are you excited about the game? Do you have concerns about the game? What are your concerns about the game? Are you going to jump up and buy this game right away? I'm still kind of on the fence. There's some things that really excite me. There's some things that really concern me. I don't think I'm going to actually jump up and buy this game. I don't think I'm going to pre-order this game. I think what I want to do is for now is I'm going to sit back. I'm going to keep an eye out for the beta, maybe try to join the beta and see what the game is going to be like. If I can't join the beta, I'm not sure what the whole deal is with getting in the beta. Or maybe my PC won't be able to handle the game. I'll try to watch Twitchers and YouTubers playing the game, playing the beta, get a feel of what the game's going to be like. So there's my opinion about how I feel about the game is I'm on the fence. I think the co-op mode can be a great thing, but I think it can be bad. The base building, it looks like it can be a great thing, but then again, if it's going to take, 2 months to build a base, that's going to be a bad thing. The way they're reintroducing powered armor, as they did in Fallout 4, it looks like it's going to be fun and cool. I like some of the weapon selections they have so far. I'm definitely excited about seeing the 50 caliber machine gun being introduced in the game. And I'm very curious about what other weapons we'll see. I'm very concerned with the whole nukes all over the map thing. I'm very curious to how that's going to work out. I suspect it's really going to be like, here's what the campaign is about. But I'm very on the fence about it too, because it could be some kind of glimpse of a PvP mode. So I'm very worried about that. what else can I say about the game? The graphics looks great. I'm definitely concerned with the same typical bugs that Bethesda games always have. And that's actually why I usually don't jump up right away and buy a Bethesda game. The other things I'm curious about is will there be DLCs? What will the DLCs encompass? And I would say there's the other concern I have too is what about mods? You know, some of the mods that came out for the various Fallout games were really great. Are the mods going to be in the game? Are they going to be monetized? Are we going to have to pay for them? You know, how community powered will this game be now that it's going to be an online game where before it was an offline game? So I'm also a little concerned about that. Not overly so, but I think I'm more curious than concerned. So there you go. That's my feelings about what I've seen so far in Fallout 76. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Once again, if you like the video, please hit a like. Please subscribe to the channel. And I will catch you next time.